We got some Lions to talk about. Actually, some pretty big news that happened.
Yeah, really big.
So, Damon Harrison was released last week. Or it was actually technically this week, I think. But,
Yeah.
But, I mean, it came out late last week that they were going to release this guy. I mean, look, he was talking retirement. I get what they're doing, but, I mean, that is a massive hole that is all of a sudden guaranteed to be there. What are you guys' original thoughts on that? Ryan, if you want to start us off.
I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt the team that much. I mean, how much did he really play last year? How much did he really impact the team? And I know that's one of the reasons why they were so terrible is that he wasn't in there playing and impacting the game. But I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where he never really seemed like a Lion. So I don't think it's as big of a loss. I guess the bigger thing is now it impacts the draft more than the defensive line part of the draft more than before. So now that needs to be more of a focus.
Which is where a lot of us wanted to go.
Exactly, yeah.
Kyle, I forget the name that Derek Brown, I think, is who you've wanted. Yeah. I mean, that basically just makes that much bigger,
that much
right?
more important.
Yeah, that much more important.
I think, real quick, another point to Ryan's is, like, I think you have a culture problem when you have this guy saying, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. Like, was he ever really a Lion? I don't mean that in a weird way, but, like, sometimes you just don't want that around either.
No, I agree. And look, he's going to cost $5 million against the cap. That sucks. But all in all, you're saving $6 million.
7.
Or sorry, yeah, 7.
Sorry, I didn't want to correct you, but I just did my homework.
No, that's all right. I get it. I appreciate when you guys do that.
I just crunched the numbers. It's 7.
It's almost 7, technically, but
right.
All right.
I just rounded up.
The way I like my initial thought is, yeah, we're releasing a guy we just re-signed last year and extended. That sucks. That hurts. But the fact that he was talking retirement, and the Lions are just like, no, we're done with you. Like, I'm sorry, but we're going to cut ties. It looks bad by us, but we're going to make a bad decision. We're going to make it right now. You know what I mean? Like, we are not going to let you hold us hostage. We are going to, expose a gaping hole on our defense line that we have to fill. But now we know for a fact that we have to fill it on, February 25th while we're sitting here recording. The Lions know they need to fill that hole on the defensive line. It's no longer a question mark. It is no longer potentially $12 million against the cap. It's only 5. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see them. Whoa. I see that more as like a $7 million opportunity for the team. And I mean, Darius Slay is the next topic that you wanted to talk about in this.
Yeah, we can mush them together if you want to.
Well, yeah, I think Damon Harrison, with him, with us saving the $7 million, this works out in the Lions' favor to possibly extend Darius Slay. And I know the question is, do we, I don't know, do we make that mistake with Slay like we did with Snacks? But I don't see it that way at all. First of all, Darius Slay has been a Lion the whole time.
Yeah.
He knows the culture. He knows the locker room. He knows the coaches. He knows we know what we're getting into. Snacks came on a trade. So he didn't really have a say in the whole thing. You never know how that's really going to mesh in the end. You just hope for the best. Mm-hmm. So, number one, I think that's a really big say in that. And then the biggest thing with Slay is he's actually talked about he wants to stay a Lion, but more than that, he wants to get paid.
Yes.
So if they can show him, if this is the commitment that he needs from the Lions to be like, look, we got rid of this veteran player, this guy that can really help our team. Yeah, he wasn't completely in it, but we really wanted to save that money for you.
Yeah.
Then I think that says a lot to Darius Slay, and that I hope that's the way this ends up going.
Yeah, and I hope that they look at Slay as an opportunity to be like, hey, we're going to overpay you for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I think that's how you should explain it to him. That's how it should be. Because, I mean, if you're going to extend him for long term, let's say 3 or 4 years, that's going to hurt the team. Overpay him. I don't care. You have a lot of cap space here. Just use it. You have over $50 million in cap space.
That's how you win. That's how you win.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you overpay certain players, and then you underpay other players.
But you have to hit on those underpaid players,
You have
right?
to have both at the same time.
Yep.
And so if you just constantly get rid of your older players, bring in a new stud, like if we get Jeffrey Okudah as a cornerback to replace Darius Slay, what are you really gaining?
You're not gaining anything.
You're just replacing a good player with a good player.
Yep.
So you need to hold on to these guys for a certain amount of time, and this helps them, in my opinion. This helps them do that with Darius Slay.
Yeah, and you can get a run stopper, like filling Snacks Harrison's his role. You can get a decent run stopper for
Yeah.
$4 to $6 million.
I mean, really, you look at the numbers.
You don't need to be paying him $12 million. You don't need the best one in the league when he's at his best.
You look at one of the these guys with the numbers, and they really don't do. I know that's important, but they really don't do a whole lot. The run stoppers, they don't come up with tackles.
Yeah.
They don't do that. All they do is they fill gaps and they allow linebackers to play.
Yep.
So if you get a group of professionals to do that and just kind of, I don't know. I think you could fill that role a lot easier than a skill position like Darius Slay.
I agree. Whether it's first round, second round, or a cheap free agency type guy. I mean, Snacks was an undrafted free agent.
Yep.
Exactly. That's where he started. So
go get him.
Can't be that hard to find a guy to fill a gap. I mean, just get the biggest guy out there.
Yeah,
right?
just find the big dude.
Big dude that wants to eat snacks all day.
That's a run stopper. Yeah.
All right, so some things we'll stick on Darius Slay for a little bit. Over the last couple of days, I've been reading up on him. Quinn says that they've had a lot of discussions really since I think it was August or September or something along those lines, working with Slay and his agent to try to get this deal done. But then today, he said he's exploring trades for Slay. So I really don't know what to take from what's happening here. So I just wanted to kind of put it in our court. Like, what is the percentage you think that he's actually going to be on the Detroit Lions roster on week 1 next year? Kyle, you want to start us off with that one? It's a tough question, kind of a loaded question, but I'm
going to say, because I don't want to be the guy who says 50-50, I'm going to say 40-60, the 60 being that he's not.
Okay, so you're thinking they're going to move on from him.
I think if they've been working on a deal this long, then I think there's an issue there. I'm with you guys. I hope he is, and mainly because of what Ryan said, that if you're going to draft a great cornerback, it doesn't matter if you draft him if you just lost
exactly, because you're not going to get a first round pick for Darius Slay,
no.
Right?
And that's really what you got to look at what you're gaining.
But
you're not going to be gaining much if you even move on from him.
The only part that says that's not true is that Quinn said that today, and I think that's a negotiating tactic. I think that's a thing to. It's not. They're not. The talks aren't going where they thought they were. So Quinn comes out today and says, "Yeah, we're looking at trades."
Yeah, I feel like they're playing chicken with each other.
I think they are too. Yeah,
and it sucks that that's the way it's. But I get it. That's the way it goes. I think Slay wants to be in Detroit, but he like Ryan already said, he wants to be in Detroit, but he wants to get paid, and he in a lot of ways deserves to get paid.
Yeah, he does.
So what about you, Ryan? Percentage wise, what's your gut tell you on Slay being a Lion first week?
I think there's a 70% chance he's with the Lions. I think the Lions want to keep him. If he was really such an issue in the locker room, they would have gotten rid of him. I mean, they've made it very, very clear. That organization has made it clear, if you're not part of the team, you're out.
Yeah.
And so he can talk a good game, but in the end, he's always been there. He plays semi-injured here and there, even if it's not full effort. Because he's trying to, protect himself.
Yeah, like he was last year.
I appreciated that in the 3-win season. But I think the odds are pretty good that they're going to work something out. I think they need to get there. He obviously is a good negotiator, Darius Slay. Like he's
smart.
He's being smart about it. He's not just jumping head in and just being like head first and just saying, I'm a team player. He's making it very well known that he's in this for the money. And he's going to negotiate. So this is just part of that.
Yep. Because, how many times has he said, this is a business. This is a business.
Exactly.
He knows it, and he gets it.
And I think
it's
NFL,
good to be up front.
Yeah.
NFL, more than any of the other sports, you have to be that way, too. Mm-hmm. These guys, you have to get paid when you're healthy. You have to get paid when you have the opportunity.
That's true.
So I know a lot of people get angry with these guys who hold out or negotiate hard. I'm not one of those. I think these guys have earned it. You just never know. You're one knee injury away. You're one Achilles tendon away.
One lockout away. Whole season, which I think is playing a lot into that.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And sorry, I interrupted you, but I think that's playing into it, where he wants to see money guaranteed for this year because he knows that he might be sitting out. I think it was Richard Sherman that came out a couple years ago, and he was like, hey, everybody, listen up. Be prepared to lockout. Be prepared to save your money. Be prepared to front load your contracts because, 2021 is no guarantee. So,
didn't they just vote down the latest CBA?
I don't think it's been out yet.
Well,
I don't think they voted on it. So there was an initial vote. I think it was, and that's just more of like a a sample size, basically, what the true vote will be, what they expect the
Right.
true vote to be.
But
I think it got voted down.
It got crushed in that.
No, it was actually, I think it was like 5-8 or something like that. And I could be wrong. If you want to look that up as I talk, that's great. But I think it's going to come out this weekend is what they're talking about.
Gotcha.
The true vote is going to be this. And look, it's not going to pass.
No.
The first one never really gets passed. It never gets signed. And I expect a lockout as well. So I'm more on the side of Kyle where, like, I want him to be there. I hope that he's there. I hope he's a Lion, but it just doesn't look like it. Like, everything I'm hearing just makes me feel like he's going to be gone and it's going to suck. Whether he's holding out or he's traded or something along those lines. I don't know. I don't expect him to. I would go right around, Kyle with 40-60 type thing of him not being a Lion. So hope I'm wrong. Another thing that happened just the other day, Danny Amendola re-signed. I think it was 1 year, $4.5 million. Amendola is 34 years old, coming off a productive season with 62 catches for 678 yards and a touchdown in 15 games. Bearing a trade, his re-signing ensures that the team is going to have their 3 leading receivers coming back. And they were very successful through the air when Stafford was healthy. I think that is a massive signing. Like, it's so small. It's not an answer to the long-term issues that the Lions might face at wide receiver. But going into next season, I'm very happy that he's coming back. I didn't expect it. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think you can get long-term wide receivers pretty much anywhere in the draft or every year. So if this signing to me just means that they're not going to address this in the draft like it was possibly going to be done,
Okay.
So I don't think they need to go with the second, third, even first-round pick to go to wide receiver. This kind of just shows that they have one of their backup guys, a proven, wide receiver in the flat that can get some first downs for you. And this was a guy that Matthew Stafford clearly liked.
Trusted.
Clearly trusted.
Like every scenario, it seemed like.
It seemed like when he was scrambling, this is the guy that was there.
Yeah.
It was the Wes Welker type of receiver that is so needed on every single team. So I think it's a good hire. I think it's a good hire because you want to try to keep as much of that offense when it was working well together.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. Basically, I look at the offense you could address running back if you want. You can address offensive line if you want. But you really don't have to.
Right, and those aren't
the
strengths,
that's really
right?
important. Yeah.
So you want to keep your strengths a strength. Everybody always talks about, like, addressing your weaknesses, but a big part of that is you don't want to just make your running game now your strength and now you can't throw the ball because you don't have the weapons there.
Exactly.
So keep what you have that's working, keep it together, and then see if you can figure out all the other stuff.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think
it's a good move.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just like you said, you don't have to address it early in the rounds. You don't have to overpay for a question mark that you wonder if is going to gel well with your other wide receivers. If you know a big question mark that you don't know if your quarterback's going to get along with, all those scenarios. We know Danny Amendola is going to work with Stafford. He's going to work with Galladay, and he's going to work with Marvin Jones. I'm very happy to see him come back. So.
Do you think he would work well with Tua?
Doesn't matter because that's not happening.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know. We'll get into that. So more Stafford rumors, just more rumors going around. It seems like
Stafford Tua.
Every single week there's a new report.
Stua.
So it's going to be both of them together? Is that what you're saying? You want both of them on there?
Steffua.
It's getting worse.
It just seems like
we're further off.
Yeah.
Let's just quit while we're ahead. It seems like one day I really, truly, like, there's a report that for some reason I believe Stafford's going to get moved.
You believe every single one?
I do. Like, it's a roller coaster, man. I'm so stressed about this whole scenario because I want Stafford there, but I believe these reports for some reason. I'm like,
him.
Can't.
Yeah.
They can't do it. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, Stafford's our guy. And then the next report comes out. Well, he might want to be out. No, don't be out. Well, Stafford says he wants to stay. So it's just like, such a roller coaster.
It's not going anywhere.
No, I agree. I don't think it makes financial sense this year. But I did want to, so do you think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on? Like, just GM floating this out and seeing if it sticks? Like, just throw anything at the wall and just confuse everybody in the front of this draft?
What did Bob
Is that what
Quinn,
it's about? Please tell me that's what it's about so I can sleep tonight because I'm just really stressed every time that it comes up.
No, I think they're going to move Stafford.
Yeah, the odds are about 40%, right?
Yes. So
That he's back with the team.
week one percentage-wise, no.
0. What didn't Quinn say just this afternoon? Like, how many exclamation points do I have to put? Or
Yeah,
I'll
something.
put 3
yeah.
behind it or whatever. Like, I do. I think there's some shadow games going on. I don't think they move him. I don't.
I don't think so either, Ryan. Where are you laying with this?
This is totally a cat and mouse game. They're trying to get somebody to believe that Tua might be off the board at number 4, at number 5.
Yeah.
What they really want to do is trade down. They want somebody to come jump up,
Or have
trade,
someone jump to 2.
or go to 2 and get him. Yeah, absolutely, because then you get Chase Young.
Yes, let's do that.
Right?
That's what I want to see.
I mean, but this is all just part of the game. You have to play the game, even if nobody believes it.
This
You
is what he
have
gets
to
paid
do your.
do.
Is it just me?
It's his job.
Is it just me, or is this is it getting earlier and earlier in the year? Like, we haven't even had the
Oh, yeah.
combine yet, and I think I've read 600 different mock drafts, and it's not even the combine. It doesn't-
Definitely
Why?
It's definitely early.
It might just be because we're so the Lions are so number 3 high in the draft. It's like I'm paying more attention
No,
to
it's
it.
just NFL.
Or is it just it's just the NFL?
It's just an NFL takeover.
They're just
News
good at
cycle.
it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the biggest thing is the NBA because
It's
nobody
quiet.
Nobody cares about the NBA in the regular season right now. It's all postseason. So
Well, the NHL trade deadline, right? That was a big.
huge.
Nobody
Big-
cares about that.
Our listeners might.
Well,
Thanks, Kyle.
Well, not with the Red Wings.
Which one?
They're
Which
terrible.
one?
Yeah, which one?
When you listen tomorrow.
When I listen tomorrow, there will be a listener that
Sam-
cares.
I totally missed that, Ryan.
My
Sam
goal-
is talking about himself.
I care.
Micah will listen. Just so you guys know, Micah is still part of the podcast. He's just been working out of town. Just so
Where
everybody.
is he this week?
I think St. Joe.
St. Joe again?
Yeah, they're working on a drawbridge, so
With lights?
I think it's to make the drawbridge go up and down.
The movement of it. Electrically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'll have to ask my dad.
Is it
Or
like
Micah.
Is it like controls thing?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's,
inputs, outputs, or is it just running electricity to it?
Oh, there's
It's
so many
control.
I mean, we'll have to have my dad on to answer
Oh,
that
cool.
question. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty complicated. The stuff that they have, a lot of sensors and it's
Yeah, for sure.
completing one circuit to start another one. And it's just like over and over again. But so if you want anything more about electricity, don't
to
listen to
Micah.
this podcast
It's called
because
ladder logic and if-then statements.
Yeah, right.
If it's
Pi.
a 0,
it's going to be something with pi. I
Then
think.
do
I don't know. All right, so we're done talking Stafford.
Pie.
So
more Tua though.
I'm waking up this morning.
Oh,
I feel like I'm getting closer to being okay if we take Tua.
you are?
I don't know why. I think I'm in a this is seriously messing with my head. All of these mock drafts,
This is the
all
last.
of these reports. Like, why am I all of a sudden okay with taking Tua? It doesn't make any
Is
sense.
it because you were listening to Blegion in the
I
morning?
was listening to Blegion.
and he made you think that you're being unreasonable to
I'm-
just hang on to Stafford.
I get manipulated by sports talk radio. And I listen to so many different personalities that are on so many different sides of the spectrum. I'm on that same roller coaster.
Every day is a roller coaster.
Every
for
day is
you.
a roller coaster for me. And now you guys are starting to
He's
get
an
it.
emotional mess.
No,
Look.
but it's not necessarily Blegion. It's just more or less, I mean, yeah, why not have both of them? Like, I'm kind of okay with it. But I also don't want to waste that high of a draft pick on a quarterback when I truly believe in Stafford.
Would it